Suddenly, he found himself surrounded by countless sharp wires. Luckily, thanks to his companion's warning, the man managed to jump out of the encirclement, just in time, narrowly escaping death. However, the bald man wasn't so lucky. He had barely taken 2 steps when he triggered an invisible mechanism. In an instant, his body was sliced into tofu, like chunks by the wire mesh. This was an escape room game. The entire complex was made up of numerous cubic rooms, with 90% of them holding deadly traps. Each room had a door on each of its 6 sides. Those trapped inside had to randomly pick a door to enter the next room. Those unfortunate enough to choose a room with a trap would be shredded to pieces. Even if they were lucky enough to select a safe room, they couldn't celebrate too soon, as they had to keep playing the game until they escaped the complex. Faced with this nearly impossible task, an old man remained surprisingly confident. He was a renowned escape artist who had successfully broken out of the world's most heavily guarded prisons. He calmly took off his shoes and randomly opened a door, forcefully throwing his shoes inside. As expected, the trap was triggered, and multiple flamethrowers instantly turned the shoes to ashes. This was his way of testing for traps. Once he confirmed a room was safe, he would enter that way. The group followed the old man through several rooms, but he seemed to have grown overconfident and forgot that some traps required a living being to activate them. When they reached this particular room, the next second he regretted his decision. A powerful acid suddenly shot toward him. By the time his teammates pulled him back, only half of his head was left. At this point, Lisa, who seemed the weakest, unexpectedly provided a crucial clue. She noticed that the gaps between each door had a set of numbers. If they were all prime numbers, it meant the next room was safe. No one believed her at first, so Lisa was the first to enter the next room. There were no traps, proving her conclusion was correct. Using this method, they successfully passed through several more rooms. Finally, they arrived at a green room. Suddenly, they heard cries for help coming from the door above. The big black guy climbed up and opened it, only to have a man fall from above, nearly crushing Lisa to death. The man seemed to have intellectual disabilities, and the big black guy saw him as a burden, not wanting to take him along. However, little did they know that this person would be the key to their escape.